Hey YouTube, hope you guys are all having a great day. Super excited to be here. I want to talk a little bit about overwhelm and the amount of platforms that we have now to advertise and market to our social media. In oh my gosh, the amount of platforms we have from social media that we can use to network for our businesses, right? You can use social media to grow your business. It's a huge thing nowadays. So many people run their business solely online, and you should be too. But sometimes we tend to get lost in the overwhelm of how many different platforms there are. There's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat. There's so many different platforms. Maybe you have a blog, maybe you have a vlog, whatever you've got going on. Sometimes it's hard to keep up and to be able to stay consistent with all the platforms. So I'm going to tell you what I recommend today and what's worked for me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Barbie Williams, and I help driven women build powerful skills, create unshakable confidence, and break through their limiting beliefs to succeed at home and beyond. So if you run a business from home or social media, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know how many of my viewers actually are in, the network marketing industry, or maybe a coaching industry, some sort of home business, maybe it's a boutique, whatever it might be. I'd love to know what you do below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. So let's talk about this a little bit. I found out a few years back that doing everything at once tends to overwhelm me. And I then would get stuck in overwhelm, and I would just take a step back and I would just want to quit and not take action. If you've been there, let me know in the comments below, because I know I'm not the only one that's been there. So I wanted to keep up with Instagram, I wanted to keep up with LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And I'm like, I can do this, right? Wrong. Not saying that it's not possible, but I personally am not organized enough to do that. I had conversations going in DM, conversations going on LinkedIn and Facebook Messenger, comments on the YouTube, things like that, all these different comments and messages and connections going on. And I'm like, where was I even, I'm thinking in my head, I was talking to a certain someone, and I'm like, where was I even talking to them at? I don't even remember, because I had so much going on and I was doing too much on too many different platforms. If you can relate to this, I'd love to know in the comments below. And so I hired a coach about a year and a half ago when I started taking my business extremely serious, and I wanted it to be more than full time and be able to do more with it than just bring in, a couple $100 here and there. So when I started taking it really serious, I hired a coach, and I asked my coach on what to do about this, because I was so overwhelmed. I was consistently showing up on Instagram. I was consistently showing up on Facebook. I was attempting to figure out LinkedIn, which I still have not figured out. I was attempting to do all these things. I wanted to write a blog. I wanted my website going, all these different platforms so that I could succeed on the internet, when it was literally just spreading me too thin. I had too much going on. I wasn't truly focused on any of them. So I wasn't creating an influence on any of them or showing up consistently for any of them with valuable content. Everyone knows that the way to succeed in any type of platform is to show up with content that people want to see, to provide value and to give more than we take. Well, if you've got so many different platforms, for one, you can post the same thing across all platforms, but that gets a little bit, sometimes it just doesn't, it's too much, because maybe you've got the same friends on there or whatnot. But the other thing is, if I was trying to keep up posting content on others, sometimes I would just post, just to show up, right? And it wasn't valuable, it wasn't entertaining, educating, or empowering. And so maybe it wasn't what people needed to see. So I wasn't gaining an influence. I was just another one of those people bogging down the newsfeed. So I really recommend, if you want to succeed on a platform, I recommend that you pick one that you drive with. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you feel comfortable with, whichever one you feel like you have the biggest influence in, whichever one you feel like you actually will show up consistently for, I would show up for that one. Create your influence on one platform first before moving on to the next platform. If you can master one platform, you can surely master another. But first, you want to gain that influence. You want to make that impact, and you want to have that following on one platform so that you can then move forward and use that impact and influence to grow your next. If you've already got, say you've got 3, 4, 5,000 Facebook followers, it's going to be a little bit easier to then go take that and go to Instagram. Or maybe you've got 30,000 Instagram followers and you want to start doing Facebook or YouTube. You can use those platforms where you have influence to then promote to grow the others. You can also at that point have someone help you do the stuff that you don't enjoy doing, maybe the graphic design. There's messenger bots, things like that. There's things that you can implement to make the consistency across all of them, more, easier managed. But you should master one first. That way you're not feeling so overwhelmed. That way you actually have genuine connections going and you can keep up with those genuine connections. Quantity over quality or quality over quantity for sure. Of course, I said it backwards. You for sure is so much more important. You want genuine people that you're building genuine relationships with, rather than just having that, I've got tons and tons and tons of people following me, but I don't really know any of them. I haven't connected with any of them, and I'm not able to make an impact or a relationship with any of them because I haven't been able to provide genuine value. So that's my take on that. I recommend that you pick one platform, get good at it, show up consistently with that platform, and then move on to the next, and then utilize that to share your influence on the other platform. I hope that this helped. If it did help, please go ahead and subscribe below, and don't forget to comment and let me know what you're doing, what your business is, and what your favorite platform for success is. Hope that you guys all have a great day, and that's a wrap. Until next time, I hope you make what you believe. Now to figure out how to shut this off.